Hello, everyone. Welcome. You're being let in little by little. Thank you for waiting patiently. We are going to take just a few moments to let everyone come into the room and join us. Hopefully, you've received reminders so that you are aware this was happening today, but you are in the near peer mentoring session. This is our first session of the year for the Rural Water Supply Network and Women in WASH mentorship programs. Both of those also include solar powered water systems, so you are also welcome if you're from that program. While we wait, I wanted you all to kind of get warmed up in the chat. You can introduce yourselves, tell us where you're coming from, and also we'd love to know, did you watch Sarah and Sabita's video? And what did you think? What did you learn? Did they share a good practice? Did you learn a new insight or a new fact? Or did they say something particularly inspirational for you? I know when I was speaking to them to lead that interview, I was really, really impressed with how organized it sounded like their meetings were with each other, that they always had one topic that they focused on and they went through an agenda and knocked a lot of things out together. Aline is modeling how you can interact in the chat now, if you'd like. All right, one more minute.
You're muted.
I see a number of you are still coming in, but we are now at 4 past the hour. So I think we're going to go ahead and get started, and we will let our colleagues keep an eye on the waiting room. I don't know if anyone added anything in the chat. Today's session is going to be interactive, so I hope you all are ready to at least get active in the chat. If not, come on mic. We would appreciate that if possible. We know bandwidth is not always accessible for everyone, so please use the chat if you're not able to come on video or use the mic. So moving on, a couple of housekeeping issues. We do have English and Spanish interpretation today, so this is a good reminder to me as well that I need to get on the interpretation channel. Please pick either English, Spanish, or French, and that is the language that you will stay on. Amelia, I'm not seeing the interpretation channels. Have you set them?
Yes, they're set.
That's strange because they're not available on my screen. Are others seeing the globe at the bottom of their screen?
You might have to click on the 3 dots with more.
Yeah, I am. It's not
Okay.
there.
Okay, but I do have it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully the interpreters can hear me. I'm not on a channel. So for those of you that do have the globe icon, it looks like that at the bottom of your screen. Go ahead and click that. And also In the participant list at the bottom of your screen as well, there is a little icon of people. Go to that and find yourself in the list of names, and you can rename yourself with your language. There's like a little pencil icon that comes up, click it, and you can write EN, which is English, SP is Spanish, or FR is French. And if you speak more than one language, you can do EN, FR. That's fine too. So just so you're prepared for later when we go to the breakout rooms. I am Alex Shannon, the Deputy Coordinator of Agenda for Change. I run the Women in WASH program. I'm joined today by my colleague Emilia Santos and also Aline from the Rural Water Supply Network. They are here and helping you all in the chat and also with breakouts. So if you need something, please chat them directly. I'll be doing the welcome and introduction today, which is what we're on right now. And then I'm going to hand it over to our colleague, Juliana, to talk about near-peer mentorship. So we have a few outcomes that we are hoping you will get out of today's session. First of all, we want you to understand what is near-peer mentorship, how do we define it, and how does it differ from traditional mentorship models. We'll help you recognize some of the unique benefits of near-peer mentorship, learn how to build your presence and your curiosity, which will help you if you're interested in being in a near-peer relationship. And also in the breakouts today, you will get a chance to practice some of the skills that we're going to talk about specifically around your presence and your curiosity. So just to set the stage a little bit, if you can think of a time when you received guidance from someone who was close in age or experience to you, so this could be both professionally or personally, pretty much all of these examples could work across personal ways of mentorship. So if you think about a friend, or someone who might be an ally at work or was an ally at work for you, and you were struggling with some issue, and you reached out to them to ask a question or to get some advice, that is a form of guidance or mentorship. Also, if you go to a family member, like let's say you're considering changing career paths, you talk to your older sister, and that's someone that already has been through the transition that you're considering, or a classmate. So if you're ever in a student organization or an alumni organization, a club, you can connect with fellow members and interview them or ask them a little bit about their history and what they've been involved in. So seeking guidance from those who are close in age to you or experience is a normal practice. I think a lot of us don't realize how normal it is, but it also provides us really valuable perspectives and guidance that help us to navigate in life, whether it's challenges or exciting achievements. These things can be helped by having a near peer friendship or relationship. So I'm going to turn it over now to Juliana, who's representing OneUpOneDown, and she's going to talk to us a bit further. Over to you.
Thank you, Alec. Hello, everyone. So my name is Juliana, and I'm very happy to be here. And I'm a co-founder at OneUpOneDown, where we specialize in near-peer mentorship. And as Alex said, the session is going to be interactive. So I hope you will have the opportunity and the chance to just drop your thoughts in the chat so we can hear from you. And that this is also a very good way to learn about each other a little bit more. So to kick off, if we can go to the next slide. Cool. So my first question, and I'm very curious to understand, what comes to mind if when you hear the term near-peer mentorship? Like, have you heard the term or you haven't, or do you have any suggestions? Although Alec already covered some of it, how it might sound to you, but as we've mentioned before, it's more rare to hear it because we imagine something different usually. So, but if you don't have the chance to go into the chat, maybe I will just go to the next slide. And orientation, inspiration, yeah. Mentor from peer who is near, yeah. Yes, as the term says. Yes. So yeah, it is a mentorship relationship between individuals who are close in age and experience, and that creates a unique dynamic and understanding and relatability between these two people. So how does it differ from the traditional mentorship? So usually in a traditional mentorship, there is a large experience age gap between the mentor and the mentee. In a traditional mentorship relationships that most of us imagine, it's the guidance is more general. The focus is often on broad career guidance and long-term development. The relationship also tends to be more hierarchical, and primarily it's one directional with knowledge flowing from the mentor to the mentee. And the mentor is seen as the expert with comprehensive knowledge. The mentee is primarily in receiving mood with less expectation for a reciprocal value, and the relationship might feel more intimidating for the mentee due to the power dynamics. And the interaction tends to be more formal and structured. So on the other hand, near-peer mentorship offers more opportunity for growth. This is where the mentor and the mentee are closer in age and experience, and usually the mentor is just a few steps ahead of the mentee in specific and relevant areas. The mentor can relate more directly to the mentee's current challenges, having recently experienced them. And the focus is more specific guidance on the current challenges and opportunities. The advice tends to be more immediate and applicable and more relevant to the current context. Also, the relationships in near-peer mentorship is more reciprocal and dynamic, which means that both individuals learn and grow and gain value from these relationships, and knowledge flows in multiple directions in the mutual benefit, and it's more informal, more accessible. The mentee feels more comfortable to ask questions due to the smaller experience gap. And usually there is a greater psychological safety due to the reduced power dynamics. So how do you develop a skill to be a mentor and a mentee, to be mentored by anyone and be a mentor to anyone? Can you drop in the chat? What do you think as a mentee should be your mindset or behaviors that could help you get most out of the near-peer mentorship? Or as a mentee, what qualities do you think will help you to support that kind of alongside with your mentee? Please drop in the chat whatever comes to your mind. What are these skills, and be open to learn. Yes, openness is a huge thing. Yeah, honest, absolutely. Teamwork, absolutely. Open-mindedness again, yes. It's no judgment, very important. Respect, yes, run a huge one from both sides. Safe environment, yes. Yeah, mentee have to set clear goals. Both, yes, they have to be very open and clear and understand and reflect. Absolutely. Curiosity, amazing. Yeah, this is something that we are going to for sure. Keeping with schedules, important as well. being proactive, yes, absolutely. For both sides, it's very important, really, for mentor and the mentee to be very proactive. So the main thing is that it's not about what you know, but it's about how you show up. And many people hold themselves back from mentoring others because they don't feel experts enough, and they may only seek mentorship from those far ahead in their careers. But in this this kind of mindset drastically limits the learning opportunities due to the availability that we have around us. And when we shift our focus from what we think we know to how we are showing up, we unlock a world where anyone can be mentored and anyone can be mentored by anyone else. And that doesn't mean lowering the bar for mentorship, but it is about recognizing that the most valuable element is not information transfer, but it's quality, is the quality of the connection that allows new insights to emerge. So presence. So how you show up is determined by your presence, and your presence means the state of being you are and you bring to the relationship. And it's not something you do, but it is something how you're being with another person. And presence is the quality of full attention and engagement that creates that creates a container where insights can emerge naturally. And the beauty of presence-based mentorship is that it doesn't depend on having all the answers, but it instead it trusts that both people are already in a state that they need what they need in the relationships. And mentor's role is not to download their knowledge, but to create conditions where the mentee's own wisdom and insight can surface, which is why near-peer mentorship is so powerful. It's when we remove all the pressure to be the expert in the room with all the answers and all the solutions, we create a space for more authentic and generative conversations. And we just trust that the value will emerge from the relationship itself instead of the content transfer. So how do you build presence yourself? Do you have, is anyone here have some kind of practices or rituals, how to bring your presence? Please share in the chat. What do you think could be these practices? Or if you have already something that you've tried, something that might work or didn't work. I can share what is mine for sure. And it's for me, it's just a couple of deep breaths that just to set up my mind and also to prepare what I'm going to talk to or focus or share. So, but it could be.
I can share mine too, Juliana. Mine is to make a cup of tea before I have a nice warm cup of tea before I speak to someone.
Yes, I like it. As a person based in England, in England, we love tea. Help us a lot as well. I think I love it. That's actually a very good one because you can release your pressure, and which is exactly what we need to set up our mind just to be authentic and present to the meeting. So we can go through what we already have here. So pre-meeting rituals, it could be anything really from cup of tea to singing to taking 2-3 minutes before a call just to think about and really to approach the relationship with a genuine curiosity and to stay open-minded, which we already mentioned, some of you already mentioned, to remove all the judgments and all the preconceived ideas that you might have. For example, what a success could be or could not be, just to remove all that kind of preconceived mindset. And to not try to fix things. That's something we usually go into very naturally, immediately when we have a problem and we try to solve a problem. And that's not always the case. And sometimes it's more important to be in the mood of asking questions to let the insights to emerge instead of trying to fix immediately a problem. So asking questions to uncover insights require genuine curiosity. And that's the second key foundational skill that we need to be able to build that kind of near-peer relationship. So the first one is presence, and the second one is curiosity, being curious. Being curious, it's quite an interesting skill because most of us are naturally curious. But for example, for myself, I am very, very curious person, but what I had to learn is how to ask the right questions and better questions that will uncover more insights through a relationship, in a relationship. So what is the difference between less effective questions and more powerful questions? So here are some of the examples, which are still quite general because we don't have the context, but less effective questions is how is it going with your project is more general, while what we can ask instead is what aspects of the project is more challenging for you right now. So you can see that small differences in a question can actually make a huge difference. Or have you tried that X solution? So this is the problem-solving mindset. And instead of that, we can just ask something like, what would success look like for you in this situation? So that will help the other person imagine solutions. Or judgmental things like, did you make this mistake again? Which I hope nobody here asks that kind of questions, but sometimes it happens unintentionally even. So the difference is really between the less effective and more powerful questions is that the more powerful questions, they're like a thread that you are pulling on, and you're getting closer and closer to the core insights and clarity on an outcome or an action. And when you get to the root of that kind of action or insight, you experience a breakthrough. And the goal is really to become better and better in experiencing this breakthrough through mentorship on an ongoing basis. And that requires building a practice of being present and being curious within relationships. And yeah, it's a practice that it is not only beneficial for mentorship, but it's a beneficial in leadership. It's a beneficial in all kind of relationships that we have, which is also why we are so passionate about the near-peer mentorship and how we see near-peer mentorship being way more different from traditional mentorship that we used to think about in the past. So we very much encourage you to make near-peer mentorship a practice on an ongoing basis. So we are in this call, we are going to practice it, these two skills, being present and being curious. Any questions? Yeah, I'll just read about the comments here for preparation.
Anyone with questions, feel free to come on the mic if you're comfortable. You can unmute yourself and ask. Or if not, you can put it in the chat. I think you can also write directly to Juliana in the chat if you're not comfortable publicly posting your question, but she is here and she is an expert in near-peer mentorship, so please use her time, ask her anything. And I'll let you all continue that, and I'll take us forward so that you can start meeting each other, because I think that's the exciting bit about being here. So we're going to do some breakouts. I just want to say now, I know some of you will not have the bandwidth to join the breakouts, either with your audio or video. So if that is the case, can you please let us know, and we will try to not assign you. The other option is that you can stay in the plenary. So don't accept the breakout room request. We are going to pair you up today. Before we do that, let me launch this poll. I'm just trying to, I think it's up right now. So we're just trying to get an idea of what type of mentorship qualities are you looking for in a near-peer match. You can pick multiple. Do you want someone that's at a similar career stage? Should they have shared professional interests? Do you want them to have a specific technical area expertise, common language or geographic proximity, or strong communication skills? Can one of my colleagues launch the poll if it's not up right now? I'm not able to do it. Relaunch. Okay. Let me try again. Here we go. Here's the poll. Got it going. Please answer this just so we have a log of what you're interested in. This will also help us later to try and find someone that's a good fit for you. Today, your pairing is going to be a bit random. We have, I think, over 50 people here, so almost 50. We have to just be mindful of time and level of effort, but I do have your information if you complete this poll, and I can follow up to try and get you at least in a group with other people who have shared interests with you, if that's what you would like. Also, a reminder right now to go to the participant list, look at your name, and make sure it's updated with your language. So it's EN for English, ES for Spanish, or FR for French. So if you can just put, if you look at like Juliana's example, for instance, she has EN in parentheses right at the beginning of her name. That will help us. Make sure that you speak the same language as your near peer match in the breakouts. All right, 72%, 74%. Let's see if we can get to 75, 76. Awesome. 78. All right, I'm going to end the poll in just a minute. Get your last minute answers in. 3, 2, 1. And then I'm going to share what you all said. So it looks like by and far you are interested in shared professional interests, okay, and expertise or experience in a specific technical area. That makes sense, given what our programs are about. Also, there is interest in similar career stage, less so than the other two, and a common language. And it looks like almost half of you want strong communication skills. Okay, great. As I said, I should have your information from this poll. So if you're interested in me following up with you, we can try and connect you with others who share that interest in what they're looking for. One more thing while we get the breakouts ready. If you missed it, there is a very, very useful resource for all mentees, even mentors can use this on Pushfar. It's under the resources section, which looks like a little light bulb, and it is called the guidance documents. That actually is not a great title for it because it is full of ideas. It actually gives you scripts. It gives you an action plan. It gives you everything you need, reminders, when to check in, how to introduce yourself and do icebreakers. So this guide is really, really helpful. It's in all 3 languages. It's also in French and Spanish. So if you're really struggling to build your confidence or you need a little push for that first meeting, please go find this guide and use the Get to Know You section. It will help you a lot. We have tested this with other mentees in earlier cohorts of the program and gotten really good feedback on it. All right, breakout rooms. We are going to put you all together in pairs. You're going to speak the same language. We're going to give you each 5 minutes. You're going to have 10 minutes in one breakout room. So we're hopefully going to do this twice. But one of you is going to start as the mentee. So the easiest way to do that is for one of you to just take the lead and say, I'm going to be the mentee first, 5 minutes. So say hello, share a little bit about who you are, what you're working on, and something that you would like some support with. So I've given you an example here. This water resources engineer is from Ghana. They've developed a new method for water purification, and they want help thinking through their sales pitch because they're going to get ready to go talk to some investors. So that's a way that you can start asking some curious questions. You can work on limiting your distractions, showing interest, and not focusing on what you do or do not know because you're not trying to be an expert, you're just trying to learn. And then 5 minutes, we're going to prompt you. We'll broadcast it across all the rooms, and then you will switch. So the second person will become the mentee and the first person will become the mentor. So you each get a chance to try asking curious questions, working on your presence, and generally getting to know each other. Are the breakout rooms ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we're going to launch those. It's now 7:31, so we'll give you until 7:41. This is my time. It's going to be different for all of you to get into your breakouts. If you're not able to be on camera or to even come on mic, stay in the plenary and we'll try and find your pair someone else. All right, you should see your breakout room invitation on your screen. Please click join if you can.